He's got our back.
Yes, Lord.
Ronnie Freeman's ability, there are blind spots in my own ability. But with him, oh, this is not anywhere in my notes, but I just heard it say. But in him, there are bright spots.
That's right.
Because he's honed in on those blind spots in your life. So he says, come here, let me take care of those blind spots. To give you a future and a hope. Then you will call upon me and go and pray to me, and I will listen to you. Tell your neighbor, he's listening. He's listening. You will seek me and find me when you search for me with all your heart. I will be found of you, says the Lord.
Yes, amen.
The first part of verse 14 says, and I will bring you back.
Thank you, Lord.
I will bring you back.
Yes, amen.
When I got to that part, and you know Jeremiah 29:11, many of you can quote that first verse. When I got to that part, something just leaped in my heart. And God is saying today to several of you in this room, I will bring you back to where you used to be in me. I will restore you to where you used to be. I will restore what you had. Now, we know and understand that wherever in our lives we've been the closest to Him, and we have been in that place of understanding that we're called out and moving with Him, that He's a God who is always looking forward. And so the truth is, He has even greater things than where we have been.
Amen.
But this is, as this leaped in my heart, this is what He put in my heart, that there would be those of you here today, and those who would hear this word, who they need to be brought back to where you once were. Because in the seasons of your life, there are things that have taken place that have robbed you of what you once had.
Okay.
But God says, because I have your back, I'll bring you back.
Thank you.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Because I have your back, I'll bring you back.
Yes.
And I'm going to help you become more like me. You see I'm talking. I'm going to help you become more like.
Amen.
Isn't that really, in the end, what we're all wanting as Christians, as Christ followers, is to be more like Him.
Amen.
And remember what we are saying today. This is who He is. An intentional, generous giver. So in 2018, He's telling us, I'm calling you out, but there is a purpose, there is a plan. He is very deliberate and intentional. His plan is to bring you back to where you once were, when you were the closest to Him, when you had that prayer life, you had that personal time, when you craved His presence, when you were free of that thing that now weighs on you. You were not bound up, you were not held back, you were not. Do I need to say anything else? Or I think you're getting it. And so He deliberately wants to bring you back. But as He brings you back, then He wants to move you on forward.
Amen.
That's the best part.
Amen.
As He brings you back, He moves you on forward to make you more like Him.
Right.
That's it.
An intentional, generous giver. What are you talking about? Are you talking about money? No. You mentioned giving. You think about money. Money is only a tool.
That's right.
Finances are only a tool. When God as God says this word, for you to become an intentional, generous giver, He is talking about your life.
Yes.
He is talking about all you are, and all you have, and all you will be, surrendered and given over to Him. And as it is given over to Him, it will be given unto others in His name and for His glory.
Amen.
And as you do it in His name, deliberately, you plan, you prepare, you set out, knowing that you have a future and a hope. And He's brought you back, and He's moving you forward. As He's called you out, you've chosen to step out and say, here I am, Lord. Send me, take me, heal me, clothe me, change me.
Hallelujah, Jesus.
All those things we mentioned earlier that you need. That's what He wants to give you. As He calls you out, He gives to you first, and then He sends you. And then He calls you back to pour more in, and then He sends you, and He calls you back and pours in, and then He sends you. And as He is sending you, you deliberately, within deliberate intentions, you intentionally prepare yourself and plan your steps and say, I'm going with Him. I'm going with Him. I have a future. I have a hope. I'm going to follow Jesus. I'm going to follow Jesus. If so-and-so doesn't follow Him, I'm going to follow Jesus. It's my plan. It's what I set out to do. But I'm not planning by myself. I'm just stepping in to the plans that God already has for me. Because He said, I have a plan for you to give you a future and a hope. And so when I plan, I'm just stepping into His plans and getting on board with the plan that He's already planning. I'm planning to be a generous giver. Take my time. Take everything that I am. Everything that you placed in me. Take the Spirit of God, the anointing, the blessing, the favor, all that is in me. Take it and use it up for your glory. Lord, I want to make plans. I'm going to plan it out. I'm going to get on board with how you're planning and just say, God, you have a plan, a future, and a hope. And you say, whom shall I send and who will go for us? And I just step into your plans and say, here I am, Lord. Send me. While you're planning, I'm in. Is anybody in this morning? God is just looking for some people who will step in to His plan and say, okay, God, you planned it out. Now I'm just stepping in and getting on board and letting you flow through me and planning with you and go forth and say, I'm in on your plan. Let's go, Jesus, in 2018. Be the greatest year for the church. Be the greatest year for Christians. Be the greatest year for Ronnie Freeman, for you, for your family, because we're called out. We're stepping into the plans of God and going for a future and a hope. Death is not in the plans, but victory and overcoming. Breakdown is not in the plans, but breakthrough is in His plans for your life. Hallelujah.